Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Coaster News. And this is actually the first episode of Coaster News in February 2022. And this is the first one from this month. The last one was on the 28th of January, I think it was. Yeah, 28th of January. And obviously this is the first one in February. It's the 4th of February today. And we've got some pretty interesting news today. So you know what, let's just get straight into the news for today. Our top story for tonight: Merlin Entertainments has acquired Cadbury World. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, basically Cadbury World is a tourist attraction in Birmingham, and it's supposed to show you how Cadbury, the company Cadbury, makes their chocolates. And it's actually really interesting. It's got like a dark ride in there, and it's got a few attractions in it, and I think there's like an attraction where you can actually make your own chocolate in it. So that's really interesting. And obviously Merlin Entertainments, they have bought they've pretty much acquired Cadbury World and bought it. So they now operate Cadbury World. And this is pretty big news for Cadbury World because obviously if Merlin have bought it, that means that they're probably going to make a few changes to Cadbury World. I know Merlin, they like to make their attractions very immersive and one-of-a-kind experience. So if they did that to Cadbury World, that would be incredible. I can't wait to see what they do with it. But the main thing is, the big question is, will it be included on Merlin annual passes? Because there's been a lot of rumours floating about that Cadbury World won't be included on people's Merlin annual passes because with our new attraction opening up in Blackpool, that's not included in annual passes. So there's a rumour going about that Cadbury World might not be included in annual passes. But obviously Merlin haven't said anything yet, so until they do say anything, we don't know. But if it is included in annual passes, I might go to Cadbury World and film a vlog of it, and it'll be amazing. And that is really good. I hope that it has a bright future. I'm thinking Merlin, because obviously it's got a few different things in it. I'm thinking Merlin might try to expand it, because obviously I actually reported a few weeks ago, about a month ago roughly, I don't know. It was on I think it was the first episode of Coast News on the 10th of December, that Merlin were planning to expand their portfolio of attractions, and they have definitely started doing that by acquiring Cadbury World. So that's very interesting news, and let's hope that Cadbury World has a bright future. In other news today, Universal Orlando Resort has announced that their Universal's Epic Universe theme park is due to open in summer of 2025. And this is actually great news to hear from them, because I don't know what I'm talking about. Basically in 2019, August 2019 I think it was, Universal Orlando Resort announced that they'll be making the third theme park in the resort in Orlando, and it was going to be called Universal's Epic Universe. And I think they said it was going to be their biggest theme park ever, and it looks absolutely incredible. It's got loads of different unique attractions to this area. It's got like a Wizarding World land, it's got Super Nintendo World, it's got House of Train Your Dragon, it's got Universal's classic monsters, and it's amazing what they're planning to do. And I think it was originally slated to open in 2023, but since then COVID has obviously happened, and the future of the 2023 opening has kind of been a bit uncertain, because if there's been loads of delays in construction. I mean, I think they have actually started building it over the past couple of years. I don't think there's been much work, but there's been quite a bit of groundwork from what I've heard. But there's been a lot of rumours as to whether it would open on time in 2023. And then recently, early this week, they announced that they have delayed it until 2025. So we kind of saw that coming a little bit, because obviously since COVID, if they wanted to open it in 2023 and COVID didn't happen, it probably would be opening in 2023, because 2023, that's like next year, and I don't think they have actually started building any sort of rides yet. So I think it's a bit more realistic if they open it in 2025. Because they've not, I don't think they've really done much like vertical construction or anything, because it's a big park what they're planning to build. Like I said, the classic monsters, there's loads of these different themed lands in it, for like classic monsters, Nintendo, How to Train Your Dragon, and the Wizarding World. Plus they've got to build like a hotel at the back of the park, and it's like a central hub area with all these little different other rides in it, and it's ginormous, it's huge. And the actual location of it, it's located because all the other Universal parks are located quite near each other. This is located a bit sort of like down the road from the other ones. But I think that might kind of maintain the immersion of it. I don't know. But hopefully we will see this open in summer of 2025. That's when they've announced for it to open. And I can't wait for it to open in 2025. And Universal have definitely started investing a lot more these past couple of years, because in 2019 they did Hagrid's I forgot the name, that Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. That is a long name, which is like a intimate family launch coaster theme to Harry Potter, except that was in Universal's Islands of Adventure, which is their second theme park. In 2021 they obviously opened Jurassic World Velocicoaster, and obviously, that's just in Orlando. In Beijing, they opened their new Universal Studios Beijing theme park in September last year, featuring a clone of the Incredible Hulk coaster, but it's themed to Transformers. So that's actually just showing how much they're investing despite of the COVID pandemic. So that's just incredible to hear, and I can't wait for Epic Universe to open in 2025. Also in the news today, and this is kind of a bit of sad news to hear, the plans for Flamingo Land Coast have officially been scrapped. And this is actually quite really sad to hear. If you don't know what I'm talking about, basically Flamingo Land in North Yorkshire, they were planning to build a miniature sort of indoor theme park, well, I'm assuming indoors, but based on the concept art, in Scarborough, where the old futurist cinema used to be, which was demolished a few years ago, and they were planning to build it on that site. They hadn't said when they wanted it to open, they just said they wanted to build like a miniature theme park on there called Flamingo Land Coast. I think that was a rumoured name, although I think they might have confirmed it after some time. But since basically for a few years now, the plans have been kind of uncertain, because the leadership in the council of Scarborough has changed since then, and obviously they've got the COVID-19 pandemic on top of that, which has added a lot more pressure of it. Because originally at some point, I think they'd actually approved the plans for it. I think they did. But then the council leadership changed of Scarborough, and they just said no, cancel it. We don't approve of this. And actually since then, they have placed sort of like a Ferris wheel on that site. I'm not sure if it's still there. They've placed like a sort of miniature Ferris wheel on that site, as well as a couple of other little things like a pirate mini golf. And obviously earlier this week, the CEO of Flamingo Land confirms that the plans for Flamingo Land Coast have officially been scrapped, and that is quite sad news, because it was looking to be a really amazing theme park. They've got like a really tall drop tower that would tower above the whole park and above the Scarborough skyline. And actually, the rumour was that they were going to relocate Cliffhanger from the main Flamingo Land theme park to Scarborough. Never confirmed it, but that's what the rumour was. As well as all these other little attractions. I think there was going to be like a dark ride that would have 360-degree views of Scarborough, and it would have been amazing. But it's now unfortunately been scrapped, and we'll never see it come to see the light of day. So that does actually lead me to think, what is going to replace that site then, because it's been demolished these past few years, and the only thing they've got there is kind of like a temporary Ferris wheel. So unless they can think of something permanent to put there, I'm not sure. But yeah, no one's really happy about it, not even the CEO, Gordon Gibb. who was saying that it was a real shame to see what's happened to Scarborough in these past few years, because it used to be really amazing, and then obviously they planned Flamingo Land Coast to bring the economy in Scarborough back up, and it's now been declined, which is a real shame. So that's not sad. That's not good news, but well, that's not. It's just not good. And finally, in the news today, SeaWorld, the company SeaWorld Parks and Resorts, is looking to buy Cedar Fair, and this is quite big news if it comes true. I mean, I don't think it's a rumor. I think they have announced that they're looking to buy Cedar Fair. Basically, SeaWorld Parks and Resorts, I think that's the full name. They've basically said that they wanted to buy Cedar Fair, and SeaWorld Parks and Resorts, they're basically this company that own and operate the likes of the various SeaWorld parks in Orlando and Texas and San Antonio and San Diego, as well as the Busch Gardens parks in Tampa and Williamsburg. So they're quite a big company in the US, and apparently they're opening a SeaWorld park in Abu Dhabi. I think it's later this year. So that's going to be amazing. They're kind of expanding their lineup to international with adding this new theme park in the UAE. It's near. I think it's going to be near Cadbury World. So, and obviously, if they're wanting to expand, that means that I think they're planning to buy Cedar Fair. Cedar Fair, they are known for owning and operating the likes of Cedar Point, Kings Island, and Kings Dominion and Valley Fair, and Worlds of Fun theme parks in the US. And if they do manage to buy Cedar Fair, that would be quite big news. I mean, obviously, Cedar Fair, it's a big company. They own lots of different theme parks in the US. Like, there's loads of them. I don't even think I can name them all. There's like Cedar Point, Kings Island, Kings Dominion, Carowinds, but there's a few other. Those are some like their main big parks. There's a few other Cedar Fair parks that have kind of been sort of neglected over the past couple of years. So I'm thinking if SeaWorld buys Cedar Fair, that would be great for those parks, because they're in need of some much loving care, especially since like Dorney Park, which is owned by Cedar Fair, they haven't gotten a new ride in like 10 years. Their most recent coaster, which opened in 2012, actually got demolished a couple of years ago. And obviously the rumour for that park is that they were planning to build like a wooden shuttle coaster similar to Switchback in Texas, I think it is. And obviously I think those plans might have been scrapped, I don't know. But if SeaWorld buys it, if SeaWorld buys Cedar Fair, they're going to bring these parks back, because they're in much need of loving care. And also, obviously, that would be amazing if they bought Cedar Fair, because it's expanding their lineup. So that is it for this week's episode of Coaster News, and I want to thank you all very much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed, then please make sure to like and subscribe, and comment if you would like to see in the next video. Bye!